Everyone, thank you for joining me and welcome to my channel. This is your reading for Pick a Card March. The purpose of this reading is to figure out what your life purpose is in March. So we're going to have 3 piles today, 1, 2, and 3, and you can kind of focus in and try to decide which pile is for you. This has a lot of cards, first of all, so we're going to see a lot of information, but only a couple tarot cards and mostly oracle. So this is more of an oracle based tarot card reading for March life purpose. I hope that helps you and I hope you enjoy. I hope you guys have a wonderful March. We have Mercury retrograde, in which we can really discuss things from the past that were unsettled, and hopefully wherever that is in your life, it's helpful to you. I am going to have a Mercury retrograde video out on the main channel, so go check that out. I'll try to put it in the description or at the end of the video if you're interested, but just go to the main channel and go to your playlist, okay? So why don't we take a look at number 1, 2, and 3. So your number 1 is here. I'm going to take a look at the tarot cards first. All of these tarot cards are going to be available at my shop in the description, okay? So your first card is, what is your life purpose? And you have the King of Swords. So your purpose this month, sorry, this is very translucent, but your purpose this month is to organize your life and really settle any kind of things that have been left unaddressed. Settle it, close it out, and find closure. You may be dealing with a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra man. Secondary transits in fire, Sag, Leo, or Aries. I have the sense that somebody is going to bring you some very important information, and I think that you're going to have to deal with that information as it comes to you. The next message is the 3 of Cups. So this says that there's going to be a reunion with this person. I feel as though if this is someone who's coming with information to you, they are a person from your family, and there's a sense of reunion, reconnection, trying to work things out, trying to find a path forward, trying to reconcile any kind of outstanding things that are going on between you and them. The third card and the final tarot card is the Magician. Wow, okay. So whatever information is coming in, or however you organize yourself, it's going to be for the best, because I feel like once you have made that reconnection, that reunion, once you have organized whatever is left to organize, I feel like you'll be ready to really move forward on some things and really create something beautiful. The Magician is like the ultimate creative card. He manifests and creates and just works with whatever is happening in his life or her life to make it so much better. So now I want to take a look at your oracle cards. So let's take a look at this first one. So your first message is Heartfire. This is a very deep and sensual connection that you have with this King of Swords, or whoever you're connecting with if you are a King of Swords. Now you can be a woman, and be the King of Swords as well. Something from your heart. It's coming out of your heart, something you feel very passionate about. I think that you'll be very excited that something that you didn't think was possible is going to be possible. And I think that there's a certain degree of fight in you to defend that thing that you want. So this is sticking up for yourself, not literal fighting, but kind of proving to yourself and to the world that something is for you. The next card is Manifestation. So I feel like you really wanted to reconnect with someone, and I feel as though that had been in some way really blocked and stopped for a long time. And so this card is saying that yes, you are now going to manifest this reunion. This reunion is becoming a reality. Here is your next card. We have the Embrace. So I feel as though there have been blockages in your relationship or in your situation, and you feel like it's your soul's purpose, your life purpose, in order to make that connection. And once there is a physical touch, all those barriers, all the blockages that have been put up in this relationship are going to be removed. The Magician is always pointing in his card with his hand, right? He always is pointing down to manifest. So this is taking in energy and then transmuting it into reality. So that's the manifestation piece. And so that embrace, that touch, the initial touch, will reconcile everything that has been very pent up, blocked. I feel as though this person may have really wanted to sever all contact, move on from a situation, but I feel like maybe there is a bit of a turnaround, or possibly as someone who had created a lot of control in your life is leaving the situation. Someone else is beginning to come in, another person with whom you haven't had contact for a long time, because this person had in some way stopped that from happening. Your next card is, we have the Divine Consciousness. I feel as though everything is really coming in for you through awareness of spirit. So it feels like maybe there's been a lot going on to stop progress in this direction. And so even though maybe other people have gotten in the way, or maybe there had been other blockages on you, I feel like maybe the spirit is here and the universe is helping you to get over the situation, to move on from it, from the blockages, to be able to move on from a situation and move into the things that you never thought you could, or the things that were in some way holding you back. Here is the next message. We have the Divine Feminine. If you're a woman watching, this is a call to action to get really connected with your feminine energy. So if you feel like you're not strong, like you don't have a lot of agency, this is the time for you to really connect to the universe and call on the universe, call on divine consciousness to manifest for you whatever it is that you are seeking. You're very powerful at this time in March, and you are very much in line with your soul's purpose. I feel as though your life purpose is to make that physical connection. I know it sounds very kind of like, what do you mean? But it's driving you sort of nuts. It's driving you kind of crazy. You're preoccupied with it. And it's that connection. It's a passion within your heart, the heart fire card, right? It's a passion within your heart that you must manifest. And in some way, some kind of blockage is being removed, which is allowing you to express what you truly want. Here is 2 extra cards. We have purification. So purification of purpose as things change and transform. I feel as though somebody had a very strong grip on your life situation, had in some way really instigated a life that you had to react to, that you had to live with, and imposed on you a lot of expectations that you had to live by. And now you have purified that, and you have simplified your life, and now you are heading forward in a much more peaceful way, and then resolving conflict. So I feel as though if you have had that conflict with someone else, that's what the physical embrace is about. There's a real likelihood that that person has had a hard time to talk with you, to connect with you, to share with you in any way. And so I feel like once you make that physical touch, the connection, and resolve the conflict, then I think that the true manifestation of your life's purpose is going to happen. So I think that this month is in some way a removal of obstacles, probably really early on. And then as you are free to be you and express what you truly want, you are going to in some way step into a very healing energy and sort of persistent to resolve a conflict, specifically, as I said, through touch. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you chose number 1, I hope it gave you some good food for thought or some kind of idea. I'm going to move on to number 2, but before you guys leave, please like and comment on the video. It really helps my channel grow, and yeah, it's supportive of the channel and these videos. Okay, so thank you guys so much, and this is going to be on the Pick a Card channel, so please make sure to subscribe as well. Okay, so let's take a look at number 2. Hi, number 2s. Thank you for joining me and welcome to my video. And so what we're going to do is take a look at your tarot cards first. So your first message is the 7 of Pentacles. So your life's purpose in March is to invest your energy, your time, maybe even financially invest in something. I feel like you are very much looking forward towards where things will go. I feel as though you sense that the economy or financial circumstances around you are sort of perilous at times, and so you're trying to differentiate or decide if you are going to move forward with certain things, and you feel the need to be quite conservative financially. Here is the next message. We have the Six of Swords, and in this card what's going on is that you're very much moving forward in a new direction, leaving behind problems and moving towards more still water now, or calm water. I feel like maybe this is a decision that you're making because you're realizing that your investment in the future is important, and you're realizing that now you're supposed to move forward in a new direction, and that your time has been wasted a lot, or maybe your time, your energy has been wasted a lot through trying to swim against the current. So trying to go where the energy is sort of against you rather than going in the path of least resistance. So in the purpose of trying to establish yourself financially, in the purpose of trying to invest your energy into something that will yield for you a good outcome, you're choosing to either walk away from a situation or walk away from a more complex scenario or environment in order to put yourself in a better situation where you can have more success and an easier life. Here is the third card. We have the Knight of Wands, and what he represents is that there's going to be a person who's a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. They may have secondary transits in air, such as Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. This person in some way is going to be non-committal. And so I feel like this is a bit of a evil eye that is taunting you this month, because as you are moving away from a situation, you have to say no to certain things that have been like holding you hostage, that you have been responsible to. And as you are breaking away from them, the people in the situations may have the attitude that you're non-committal, but they're not seeing your purpose. Your purpose is to establish for yourself a less hostile environment, an environment in which you can save more, that you can plan for. So in some way, this is you kind of removing yourself from circumstances that are not yielding for you what you want. But on another level, there's a person who's coming into your life who is going to be sort of like a mirror of other people's evil eye towards you, so their bad intentions or their opinions. And so that just means that you have been too close to certain people that you are now moving away from. And these people have the tendency to think negatively towards others, or they may feel disappointed that you're not staying there. If this is coming up for you really strong, it's just a reminder that the choppy waters that you were in were actually quite intense, and it's a good thing you're removing yourself now. So let's take a look at your oracle cards. So we have the energy of soft. So anything that's harsh is going to really be something that you don't feel comfortable with. Anything that is intense, anything that feels really abrasive is going to, in some way, not feel right. You're going to really be sensitive to sound. You're going to be sensitive to sound, to light, to just hostility, bad vibes. You're going to be really not ready or willing to be in a place that is harsh or difficult, critical, all those things. Here is the next message. We have enlightenment. So this is maybe a process of enlightenment and understanding. Maybe this is why you're becoming more more sensitive. This is why you are not able to necessarily take in all the sensory stimuli that you have been until now. So sometimes when we are going through a level up, sometimes when we're going through a personal process where we are going through this kind of expansion, we become very sensitive, and we have to actually withdraw, and so that not as many things are stimulating for us. So this actually means that maybe the environment you were in wasn't so bad. It's just not in alignment with where you are going with things, which is this kind of transformation. You're taking the next step. You have divine guidance. A lot of information will come to you through spiritual work or spiritual experience. Either this is going to happen in your dreams or it's going to happen in your meditations. So whatever you are being guided towards, it may come through readings in a very special way, where someone, a reader, says something, you know, in their video, and then you will be inspired by that reader's speech or their words or something else like that. So you are going to be guided, and the more that you hesitate, the more that you in some way hold back from stepping into this energy, the more the guidance is going to become prevalent in your life. And it's going to be kind of a neat experience, because it's going to be like spirit is going to be talking through people, animals, all your experiences. You'll have these moments of lucidity where someone or something is seemingly saying one thing to you, but you're going to be hearing the encouragement to actually move forward in this new direction. Here is the next message. We have the angel assistance. So I feel like I feel as though you feel a hesitation in the direction you are going. And so I feel like there will be a great sense of help that is coming to you from heaven, from the universe, from the world. I feel as though you're leaving a situation in which you are somewhat stuck. You felt as though it was very material, and it was very to do with like a very superficial existence. And now you are moving forward to a much more broad and much more a type of life that you never thought you would have. Here is the next card. We have the yin and the yang. So expect the days to go up and down in terms of how much you're enjoying them, how much impact they're having on you. I feel as though you will be sometimes in creative energy, and sometimes you will really want to retract and go slow and take it one step at a time. Sometimes even pruning away things, taking things away from your life. So that's okay. It's to find balance. So you're kind of revolving. So the yin and yang is actually spiraling, right? And so in one way, one is pushing the other in a continuum of energy. And so this kind of change from creative energy to destructive energy, positively destructive energy, is going to be a facet of your life every day. It's going to be like pulsating. So sometimes you're going to feel very inclined to create. Sometimes you're going to be feeling as though you want things to be taken away. It's all a part of the greater creative process that you're stepping into. And maybe that's why you're feeling so sensitive, because you need a bit more control over your life, what you're doing in the day-to-day. Here is the next message. We have the energy balance. That's so in line with what we were just discussing. So in some way, and I love how the green chakra just gets kind of translucent, and you can see through it. So it's like through the heart you can see the universe, because we have the space background. Through the translucent energy you can see the space background and look in through your heart. So in some way you're being brought back into your heart-based awareness, and you are being asked exactly what matters most. And I think that this is the process of your enlightenment. That's what it's called. And through that you lead forward with your heart. Your heart does not like to be in choppy waters. Your heart likes to move towards where it is welcome, where it's peaceful, and where there's a lot of love to express and to have. Your last card is reparenting yourself. So this is also a part of your enlightenment, which is understanding that whether your parents were great parents or not, oftentimes we have to in some way reparent ourselves to align with where the world is at this time, or where you have in some ways not picked up certain skills or abilities. So once you become okay with not being perfect at everything, that's when you feel extreme power to change yourself, change your behavior, change what matters to you. And I think your life purpose is sort of to do with that, taking the step to change yourself and sort of away from the old ways of doing things towards this new way of doing things, towards doing things in a new structure way, in a way that is more authentic to who you are, and in some way kind of facing the music on certain things that you do, certain things that you choose, and being brave to express love at a higher level, which is enlightenment. Enlightenment is just increasing your capacity for love. So you're doing that by being authentic, by removing yourself from circumstances that allow you to be inauthentic and stepping into greater love. So that's your life's purpose for March. I hope you enjoyed this reading. So I'm going to move on to number 3 now. And I hope you guys have fun. Make sure to comment and like on the video as you leave, or watch one of the other sections of the video. Okay? So let's take a look at the next pile of cards. And so we have 3 cards from the tarot. This is the Morgan Greer Tarot. You guys can get this in the description. So you have the 4 of Pentacles as your life purpose. So for whatever reason, first of all, the 4 of Pentacles is ruled by the Sun in Capricorn. For whatever reason, you feel as though you're not so forthcoming and not so willing to give over to other people. You feel yourself retracting and in some way really wanting to be separate and to do your own thing, in away from everyone else. You're not willing this month to come out of yourself and to kind of be so open with people, or be so willing to give to other people from your own personal property. Here is the next message. We have the Page of Wands, a Sag, a Leo, or an Aries, secondary transits in Earth, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. That's right. So there's going to be, as you're saving money for a big adventure, and this is a part of your life purpose. At the beginning of the month, you will not necessarily know why you're feeling this way. So you may not even have the idea that you're going to travel yet, but very soon this idea comes through. This idea may come through a relationship with a Page of Wands, a Sag, Leo, or Aries, but it can also come through your own kind of experiences, what you observe, and so forth. Here is the next message. You have the Fool, which is the new beginning. It's ruled by the planet Uranus. And so we have this bright new beginning really coming for you very, very fast. So I think that your life purpose, in short, I can tell you right now, is to prepare yourself for a huge life change. I think it's really big because the Page of Wands always reminds me of graduating high school, really at the beginning of your adult life, making huge life choices. So it's the moment after you graduate, the things you do to begin a whole new life. So this is not a small change. This is a big change that you're facing. And if you've been feeling like you don't want to spend too much money, like you don't really want to come out of your own way, there's a reason for that. There's a huge new beginning for you. And this is Sun in Capricorn. So this may have begun between December and January 2018 to 2019. Here is the next message. We have the Blood Dance. I find like this card is kind of intense, but I feel like this is to do with like your passion and your energy within your soul. Like your soul wants something, and it's been sort of frustrating, frankly. I think you've been feeling frustrated. I think you've been feeling like you really, really want to move forward with something. You don't really know quite what it is, but you sense that something very important is going to happen for you. I sense that for some of you, especially if you've been single, you've had a lot of dreams of passion, or not explicit, but like being with someone in a very kind of tangible way. If you have been having those kinds of visions, then this is, I think, the answer to those questions. I think you're beginning a new path, and I think it's coming straight for you. I don't think you can avoid it, because I feel like the more that I see this, I think this is you and this is your future. Let's take a look at your cards, and we have create space. So I feel as though this is what this is about. In some ways, you are going to have to let go of some things in March, or maybe you have already in February, because now there's like new energy coming into your life, and that new energy is going to be the part of your life purpose. So this is just the beginning of some story. This is, like I said, the beginning of like a whole new life. And so a big part in March, continuing from February and January, will be to create space for that life to begin. You may not really understand why some of these things are changing, what things are coming, what things are going, but I feel like as you step into it more, it will feel more natural that these changes are happening. Here is the next message, the moon tree. So this is like a moon tribe card. And so what this card represents is your soul connection. I think that you're going to a more authentic tribe. You're reconnecting with the people who are truly of your character, truly of your nature. And I think that a representative of that tribe is going to come through for you very soon. And I think that's what those dreams were about that you were having. Now, this representative will be different for each one of you. For some of you, it's going to be an animal. For others, it's going to be a person. For some of you, it's going to be an intimate connection, the partner you will be with for the rest of your life. But for some of you, this will be a friend who connects you with other people. So you're taking those steps in a new direction. Here is the next message. We have the sacred wisdom. And so I feel like maybe trust your guts, trust your bones, trust your guts, trust your kind of whole nervous system will in some way be indicating to you that you are going in a certain path, and that's the right path. I feel like you are very much connected with, and you are very much in alignment with a very specific role and purpose, and you may not logically understand, because just like if you go back to when you were in high school, you didn't really understand where life was going to evolve to. You couldn't even fathom some of the changes and some of the directions that you had taken. You didn't know what was going to present itself. And in the same way, I think you're making a huge life change in a new direction. But it's towards a new tribe. Now let's listen. People believe that there's one tribe, but I believe that there are several tribes, and that's why in certain times there's like your tribe in high school, there's your tribe in college, and you go through these different circumstances with all these different people, and you connect with them on a soul-based level. I feel like this is more to do with the imagery is home. The imagery is like home and family, like love-based connection, kindness, and I feel as though this is more to do with identity that you will apply to places like work or school. So it's much more to do with who you're spending time with, who are your friends, who is your love partner, who is your love interest. And I think that you're really taking a diversion towards aligning yourself with the people who have like-minded attitudes and beliefs. Here is the next message. We have the garden. So whenever I see this card, I think of Lenormand. So in Lenormand, there is the garden. And the garden is basically a place where there is a lot of people. There's a lot of social activity. There's a lot of different opportunities. You guys can't see this here, but she's actually laying on a grassy knoll, and she's kind of relaxing and enjoying herself. The gate is open for new people to come in. So she's not necessarily surrounded by people in this picture. Oh, and there's even a unicorn behind a tree right there. But anyway, so she in some way is not necessarily waiting for anyone. but she is receptive and open, and that's creating the space that you're making. I think you may really do well by actually going through your things and donating some clothes or giving away some things that you no longer use. I think the symbolic action of giving things away or going through your things and purging your space will be like a symbolic expression of where you are going. This card is ruled by fire and earth. Earth is the physical principle, and so this is earth in fire, excuse me. And so earth is that activity. That's how you're manifesting. So it's kind of like you are attaching the energy. You are attaching the energy of transmuting. So your intention is to have this new beginning, to create space. How do you do that? You use the earth energy by expressing that, by removing things from your life so that you create space for all these new people to come in, all these new situations. So you'll have this sense that some people are leaving your life, and you know, it's just going to be like a disconnect with some people, and maybe it's already started before. I think it has started before, and now you are starting to kind of look forward and see the new people coming your way. But I think there's one person, he has a white rose. He or she has a white rose. It's like a gift. There's someone who's like, he is the welcoming committee coming to see you. We have the change card. So you're in the throes of change. I mean, it's happening, right? And you also have to be willing to change as a person. So this is not where some people have a really hard time to change what they are defined by. So if they say they like rock music, they will be like, to the day they die, they'll be committed to their rock music, for example. Some people can change from day to day. I know people who basically, you know, skateboard, and then you never see them with a skateboard again, and you say, oh, you skateboard? No, I never do. You know, so some people are very within that flux, within that change. And that can see, and there's two different approaches or two different ways that people feel about that. So the people who don't like to change, who like to define who they are and stay really true to who they are, to them that kind of process of change can seem very strange. Conversely, a person who's like into change and into putting on different masks and being a different person every day, to them sticking to one thing is kind of restrictive. So especially if you are the type of person who sticks to their guns with things, this is a time in which you have to you have the go ahead to sort of try something new, be a different person. Let's take a look at your last card. And we have love. Oh boy. Okay, so there's an expression of love. Now this is, like I said, welcoming committee to your soul tribe. And so right through and through, it's like you're being welcomed into a whole new experience. It's a whole new way of life. So your life purpose at this time in March is to kind of understand the passion that is brewing within you and be at peace with the fact that you're not really opening up to some old things. Create space and then get ready to change, because as you change into a new person and you relinquish what defined you in the past, you are getting yourself ready for this new tribe and love. So hey girl, hey. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful March. Check out my description box for other videos. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.